What's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook fam? It is Tuesday. And you know what goes down here on Tuesday? Wife Chat goes down here on Tuesday. And thank you so much for joining me. Let me know where you're joining me from so I can give you some love and a little shout out. Let me know where you're joining me from. I appreciate you guys for hopping on. I truly do. And so, I hope that your week has started off amazing. I will tell you this weekend was an amazing weekend. I got the opportunity to go to Philadelphia and to pour into some wives at the Wow conference, right? And it was amazing. And you guys, I want to thank Lady Dale for inviting me. It was over 300 and something women there, and my class had about 100 wives in there, and it was just literally amazing. Do me a favor and make sure that you're putting in the comments where you're joining me from. I want to give you some love and some shout outs. So, again, I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I know that I did because I got out to meet some people and do what I absolutely love, which is teach and speak. And so, again, thank you guys so much for hopping on, and thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate you. And so, tonight's chat is one that I get a lot of questions about, and so I decided to address it. And it's actually from a wife. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you. Make sure that you go in the chat and tell me where you're joining me from. I would love to give you a shout out. Again, I hope your week has started off amazing. And so this chat comes from a wife from New York City. And her thing is, I keep getting UTIs after I have sex with my husband. And so I want to address that. I get this question a lot, Doc, why do I keep getting UTIs after I have sex? And I want to tell you myths. I want to give you some tools and strategies that if you keep getting UTIs after you engage in sex, some things that you can do to help with that, right? And help alleviate that. And again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you're putting in the chat where you're joining me from. I would love to give you a shout out. And so, from Houston, I met you at the conference, at the Wild Conference. I appreciate you. On your thing, it says Juicy. So thank you so much for watching me, Juicy, on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys for joining me through my YouTube channel. I appreciate you so much for subscribing. God has allowed me to reach the world through YouTube and through social media. So I appreciate you. And I hope you had a great time. If you attended my class at the WOW conference, I was just talking about the WOW conference and how I enjoyed it and was able to get out and to walk into my gifts. So I truly appreciate you joining me. Again, so a lot of wives had asked me this question about UTIs and sex and this kind of thing. So let me just get into it. And again, this comes from a wife in New York City. You guys, I will answer any question from a husband or wife on Wife Chat. I will never say your name. So if you have a question, make sure that you inbox me. You can email me or whatever. I will put your question in the rotation. I will never say your name, but I will tell you where the question came from. Like I said, tonight, this question comes from New York City. And it says, I keep getting UTIs after I have sex with my husband. Okay. So let me just give you some statistic. 50 to 60% of women and about 12% of men have had at least one UTI in their lifetime. Okay. And so let me give you some symptoms of a UTI: burning with urination, frequent urination, pain in your pelvic area, and blood sometimes when you urine, right? And if you're at the stage where you have blood in your urine, you definitely need to go see a physician because you have a severe infection. Now, let me also tell you this, that the body has the ability to heal itself, right, from a UTI. But it needs to start. You need to start taking care of it very, very early in order for it to do that, right? UTIs come from a bacteria in the bladder, right? And they're mostly caused by penetration sex, right? Penetration sex. If you have not dealt with them, they can turn into a kidney infection. So make sure if you're having any of this burning urination, pulling, or frequent urination, or any of those symptoms, that you want to deal with them right away before they become a kidney infection, because a kidney infection is no joke. It's very, very painful. So let me clear up something for you guys. Let me clear up something. Your spouse, your husband cannot give you a UTI. That bacteria already exists in the vagina, and that bacteria exists in the vagina naturally. And what it does is travels up the urethra, and that's what gives you a UTI, right? So having sex with your spouse does not give you a UTI. I just want to let you know that, okay? So a lot of people are, think that's what's causing you to get a UTI, and it's not. So let me tell you some things that you need to do before you engage in the sex. First of all, you need to make sure that you empty your bladder completely. So go to the bathroom before you engage in sex, and you want to go to the bathroom right after you engage in sex to ensure that you clear any of that out. Okay, so make sure you empty your bladder before sex and empty your bladder afterwards. Also, as a woman, you want to make sure that when you're wiping your vagina after you go to the bathroom, you wipe from the front to the back, and you don't go back to the front. You go from the front to the back and throw the tissue away. Do not go back and forth, because that also can give you a UTI, okay? Also, you don't want to use any of those vaginal wipes and stuff that you can buy. The vagina is a natural cleaning agent. It's like an oven. It naturally cleans itself. And if you do need any additional help, you want to just make sure that your vagina should get clean with just clear water. You want to stay away from any dishes. You want to stay away from any of the smell good stuff down there, because your vagina was not made to smell like roses or anything like that. I do sell a V bar that is 100% natural. It has no smells or nothing to it, but it is natural, and it lubricates, and it does some other things for the vagina, and you can find that on my website. But for the most part, you should be able to use just water, just warm water in your vagina, and make sure that you're not wiping from your behind to the front when you're cleaning there, or spraying water. Hello, Tamika. How are you? From the front to the back. How you doing, Tamika? Um, and so um, and so just make sure that you do that. And also make sure that you limit, and I know a lot of people going to say this, you limit your bath time, because sitting down in that water, when most of the time we put stuff in there for bubbles and stuff. I'm not saying don't take a bath. What I'm saying is, if you constantly take a lot of baths, that can also add to you getting UTIs. Okay. And so make sure you're not using any douches or anything like that. Because if you have an odor, or if you have, a lot of discharges and stuff like that, that is a sign that you have an infection, and you want to make sure that you go get that taken care of with your GYN. All right. So if you are experiencing a lot of UTIs, right, that it could be a sign that your urethra is really, really short, so therefore the bacteria can travel really quickly. And again, most of the time the bacteria travels from penetration sex, but your husband is not the one who's giving you the bacteria. I want to make sure that I clear that up. So there's some treatments that you can, of course, get. You can get some antibiotics. But there also is a really great over the counter thing that you can take called Azo, and you can buy that at Walmart or CVS. And it especially works really well when you first start having any of the symptoms, like the pulling sensation, the burning sensation. You know, if you're starting to go to the bathroom very frequently, you can use Azo, and it works really really good. Also, you want to make sure that you're not holding your urine. You know, sometimes we get so busy, and I've been very guilty of this. I'm busy and I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom, but let me do this. I got to go to the bathroom, let me do this. And have you ever done it so much and held it so long that it goes away? Well, that's not good either, right? Because that's the body's way. Whenever you urinate, that's the body's way of getting you waste, getting rid of waste. I'm losing my train of thought. Rid of waste, and you don't want to keep holding on to that waste in there. So you want to make sure when you have to go urinate, if you can, go do it as soon as possible, and make sure that you have enough time to empty your bladder as much as possible. You want to drink a lot of water. And I used to be so guilty of drinking nothing but tea, but you want to make sure that you hydrate the body well enough. And it also helps with cleansing the body as well. And you want to make sure that that bacteria is just not sitting there. So the clearer that your urine is, the better off it is for you. Okay. And then also, if you get a UTI and you want to try to cure it naturally, drinking pure cranberry juice. I'm not talking about any of the cocktails, but pure cranberry juice every single day will help with the UTI and help lessen the symptoms. But you can also get 100% cranberry supplements that will also help you with that as well. So for the young lady that thinks her husband is giving her UTIs, that is not the truth. It is that you have a bacteria sitting there. And yes, you might be helping him if you're not emptying your bladder before and after sex. And I know sometimes it's very hard after sex, for the simple fact is you want to lay, you want to cuddle, you want to do all of those things. But at the end, do you want to end up with a UTI? And the answer is absolutely no, because it's uncomfortable. It can make your back hurt. It can make your pelvis hurt. It can make so many things, happen when you're trying to go to work and you getting up and down all day because you're feeling like you have to go to the bathroom so much. So it's not worth it. So just tell your husband, hold up, let me go urinate and then come back and then you can relax. Okay. So my prayer is that this chat has helped some wives. Does anybody have any questions for me? And you guys, thank you guys so much for watching me. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I have a lot of people watching me from my YouTube channel, and I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you for you guys rocking with me on my Facebook channel. I appreciate you guys. I have a couple of things coming up. May the 7th, that's the day before Mother's Day, I have a workshop coming up that is a virtual workshop called The Burnt Out Wife. If you are burnt out and you're like, I don't even know what else to do, come hang out with me for 2.5 hours. I'm going to give you some tools and strategies really to help you get from where you are to where you want to be and come up with a game plan so you won't be burnt out. I understand what it is to be burnt out and want to throw in the towel and I forget it. These people ain't helping me. I feel overwhelmed or whatever. So I have a couple of more workshops planned throughout the year. All of these are virtual workshops. They're really inexpensive, but like I said, I get a chance to talk to women from all over the world, and I want to address some of these things that we're dealing with as wives. So if you go to gailcrowder.com, sign up for that. I'm only allowing 15 wives in these workshops because I really want to make it more intimate and more personal for you guys. Also, my big conference that I do in January, the page is up for that. It's called Wives Unleash, Free to Love, Free to be me and free to be sexy, right? And we're going to really dive into where our sexy went and how to get it back. I would love for you guys to join me in January here in Maryland. So if you go to my website, you can also look to see about that. I am running an early bird special for that. And again, if you guys have no more questions, again, I am an open book. If you need to talk to me, you're welcome to go to my website and schedule a free 15-minute discovery call. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to give you a tool and a strategy to help you through that one particular problem. And again, I want to see you guys win. I really do. And, you know, for you guys that know my story, I've been married. I'll be married to the same man for 35 years, most of my life. We got married at 21 to 22, had no business being married, been on the brink of divorce twice, and God recovered us. And so I'm on a mission to make sure that you guys win. But you got to reach out, you got to do the work, and you got to let me know how I can help you guys. So I'm an open book. And so if you want any of your questions answered, I'm always here. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting me on all of my platforms. And it is very funny. People think that I don't, you know, answer my own questions on my thing, but I actually answer all of my questions on all of my YouTube, on all of my Facebook, on all of my social media. It is me. Do I have amazing people who work for me? Absolutely, I do. But I love to get in there and answer you guys' questions. So if you have any questions or leave any comments on my YouTube or any of my platforms, just know that it is me answering them. I love you guys to pieces. If there's nothing else, I will see you next week. Tune into my YouTube channel on Thursday. I release new contents every single Thursday. I love you guys.